You will be using these 8 items every day in Astroneer. Let me show you why. There are a ton of items in Astroneer, so many in fact that I never had the patience to count them all. With this many options to choose from, you'll probably get confused while playing the game. Well, the confusion is over because I'm here to tell you what items you'll be using every single day in Astroneer. These are the items you should focus on getting first when starting a new save. So without any further ado, let's start with number 1, Large Shuttle. You've probably heard it a million times, but I'll say it again. The medium shuttle is useless. All you need is the small shuttle to get off of Silva and then go straight to the large one once you have all the bytes and materials for that. I've showcased why the large shuttle is so much better in a noob vs pro video a while ago, but the quick version is this. More space equals more fun. So don't waste bytes on the medium shuttle and look for the materials needed to craft the large one. All you need are 2 exochips, 1 titanium alloy and 1 ceramic. So getting the titanium alloy is really the big hurdle. The other materials are fairly easy to get even early in the game. Don't forget, you'll also need 5000 bytes to unlock it. So make sure you save up on bytes while exploring Astroneer's planets in the small shuttle. Moving over to number 2, let's talk about lights. Yes, lights. They are more important than you realize. You'll be using both work lights and floodlights throughout the game, so you might as well start using them as soon as possible. You can place them in your base, on vehicles, or even in your backpack. One mistake I've made as an Astroneer beginner is that I didn't use any lights in my base. I simply overlooked them and I had a hard time at night because of that. And it's even worse in caves. Sure, your Astroneer has a little light on the suit, but that's not enough. You'll need at least a work light when exploring a cave system. While you can certainly survive for a long time without any lights, you won't make it very far without oxygen. That's why we've got number 3, Portable Oxygenator. When first starting Astroneer, you'll be using a bunch of tethers. These are extremely helpful for a beginner, but you'll soon have no need for them anymore. And that's because of the Portable Oxygenator. This bad boy will keep you alive forever as long as you provide it with 1 unit of power per second. Personally, I use the QT-RTG and Portable Oxygenator combo because the QT-RTG provides exactly 1 unit per second and it does it constantly. And that's why we've got number 4, QT-RTG. The QT-RTG will be glued to your Astroneer once you get a little bit further into the game. And if you use multiple power consuming items in your backpack, such as a portable smelter or a hoverboard, you'll need multiple QT-RTGs. As I said earlier, the combo that I always use is the Portable Oxygenator and QT-RTG pair. This allows you to have unlimited oxygen, and when you need some power, you can simply turn the Oxygenator off and use the 1 unit per second for something else. One important thing about QT-RTGs that I need to mention is that they can be hard to get, especially early in the game. To avoid the massive headache of figuring out the best way to get these, you can watch my video where I showcase all the methods for getting a ton of QT-RTGs, so make sure to go watch that after finishing this video. Let me ask you one question. What's the one thing you use all the time in Astroneer? The terrain tool, of course, but as you probably already know, using it empty is a waste of time. So let's talk about number 5, terrain tool mods. These little pieces of exodynamics engineering allow you to change the way you interact with terrain. Using these mods that attach directly to your terrain tool, you can harvest colors, dig faster or wider, or collect resources without drilling a hole in the ground. All of those and more. With such a large variety of options, how do you know what mods fit best for you? It's easy. For harvesting resources, I use the wide mod and the boost mod. Each one on their own is super helpful, but if you combine the two, you get an amazing result. If you want to paint something a certain color, use the inhibitor mod paired with a terrain analyzer. But make sure you gather the color you wanted in the terrain analyzer beforehand. The amount of combinations you can create with just the 9 mods available is astonishing. And let's be honest, there are only 7 mods because 3 of them are drill mods, so those count as just 1. Oh, by the way, skip unlocking the drill mod too. All you need is the level 1 and then jump straight to 3. It works just like the shuttles. Alright, so you definitely need to use mods on your terrain tool. But what if instead of digging you want to add terrain or flatten a surface? Well, for that you'll need number 6, Soil Canister. Yes, this basic item which only costs 1 resin is maybe the one thing you'll be using the most throughout the entire game. A lot of people get stuck at the beginning of Astroneer not knowing how to add terrain or create a flat surface. That's because the game never tells you how important soil canisters are. I always have one attached to my terrain tool, but you can have multiple in your backpack. The soil canister is a tool that you'll be using from the very beginning up until the moment you stop using your terrain tool altogether because you've got automated farms for everything. And even then, the soil canister still remains useful as it is an intricate part in the process of producing scrap with a massive scrap farm. Well, there are other ways of building a scrap farm, but this is the one that I like best. I've got multiple videos on that, go check them out. So I mentioned you will kinda stop using your terrain tool, but how's that? The simple explanation is this: you'll have automated farms for everything, and one thing you need to keep these farms going is soil. But if you're not gathering soil with your terrain tool, that means you're using number 7, Large Rover. The Large Rover is 100% the vehicle I've used the most in Astroneer. And yes, I know trains are better, but there's something about the Large Rover that just makes players use it a lot. First of all, it's easy to use and fun to drive. That's why I made a racetrack and even an off-road track. They are awesome, by the way. You can't see me right now, but I'm winking at a camera that's turned off and just sitting there. But let's get back to the large rover. By far the best thing about it is the fact that it's modular. This means you can basically design an infinity of different rovers using all the items in the game. There are a couple of main rover types though. For example, you can build a rover train by attaching 4 rovers to each other. Doing that allows you to basically have a portable base and explore alien planets without having to worry about returning to your base. If you're not an explorer type of guy, that's okay. You can attach thrusters to the back of your rover, build a little ramp and have lots of fun. You can even go to space using this method. There are lots of other rover types, but the most useful of them all is the digging plus paving rover. Using this vehicle you can go anywhere, no matter how difficult the terrain is. And you can also gather tons of soil really fast to keep your farms going. Okay, but let's say you're not there yet. You don't have a ton of automated farms, so you go out and mine the resources yourself. This means you're on the go most of the time through the mountains or in the caves. And one thing about Astroneer's resources, most of them are only useful after they've been smelted. That's why you'll need number 8, Portable Smelting Furnace. The Portable Smelter is a tool that allows you to smelt resources on the go right in your backpack without having to return to your base every single time you need a resource smelted. I use the Portable Smelter a lot nowadays, mostly in automated farms because it takes less space than a full-size smelter. But I also have at least one Portable Smelting Furnace on the Rover and one on the Shuttle at all times. You never know when something needs smelting and you don't want to waste the time to go back to a base every single time that happens. This makes the portable variant the far superior one. I think that about wraps it up. These have been the 8 items you'll use every day in Astroneer. If you enjoyed this video or you found it helpful in any way, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot on the journey to 1000 subs. And if you're interested in finding out all the ways you can get a ton of QT-RTGs, you can watch this video right here. Or if that's not for you, you can watch the other video over there. That's all for today. I've been Games for Life and I'll see you next time. Cheers, Astroneers!